Well, welcome to episode 3, part 1 of B.O.A.T Talks on Sophia Sojourn, where we are bringing our aspirations together. And this week, I had the great opportunity to go up to Oklahoma City and have that conversation with my dear friend Sara Cunningham, the author of the wonderful book, How We Sleep at Night. It's a memoir of her journey as a mother, going through the process of her son coming out as gay, and how she hung on to her faith in God through the process. It's a beautiful story. She's a beautiful woman. We had an awesome conversation, and I hope you enjoy it as much as I did. Welcome to episode 3, part 1 of B.O.A.T Talks on Sophia's Sojourn. We are bringing our aspirations together with my dear friend Sara Cunningham. And if you have seen any other episodes, you're probably really quick to pick up on the fact that we are not actually on Sophia Sojourn. There's not a fireplace on my houseboat, just in case you were wondering. I have traveled up to Oklahoma City and got to spend a few days with my wonderful friend here in their beautiful home. Today is Mother's Day, and we just had an incredible lunch, which your husband, Rex, slaved on all morning, and we got to enjoy the smell of bacon wafting through the house all day, teasing us until it was lunchtime. But we're actually here to talk about your book, and How We Sleep at Night is the name of the book. And I love the way you describe it. It's a journey from the church to the Pride Parade. And it's really, as it says here, mother's memoir. Yeah. Which a lot of people, I'm sure, can relate to. So I just want to hear about your journey and how it is that you came from raising 2 boys to writing a book.
I know. If you would have told me that I would be right here, right now, even 10 years ago, I would have never have believed you. The book has been out about a year, just a little over a year now, and it's been received very well. And how it came about is that when I was having a difficult time coming to terms with Parker, our youngest son, being gay, I really didn't know where to look for help or hope or just anybody to relate to. I thought I was the only one in the world who had a gay son. Yeah. So that's how come I wrote the book, because I had trouble finding anything. I wanted to write something that would help someone like me then, at that point in my life. Yeah.
And Parker was 21. Was that correct?
21 when he came out officially. He took a stand as a gay man. And there was no more denying it or no more trying to control it or hide it. I was forced to face that reality. And I didn't do it very well. I'm ashamed of some of the things I thought, I said, I believed.
Yeah. John Pavlovitz. Sorry, John.
John P.
John P. Yes.
Great guy.
Yes, he is. He refers to this as the second closet.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
And that may not even be original to him, but he's where I've read it. And so it is a coming out for you, and it's not one that you necessarily get to do on your own terms.
No,
Yeah, it's done on your time. Yes. So, so tell me a little bit about your background leading up to that point.
Oh, I think we're just, common folk around here, It
is Oklahoma.
Yeah, we just grew up in a small town. We're living inner city, we're...
And you're involved in your church?
Yeah, we're, just average people, just trying to raise our family to the best of our ability. We have average jobs. We have, we want to raise our family healthy and in a community and be involved. And part of that was getting plugged into a local church, just serving there and belonging to a local body of believers. And just... consider ourselves Christians who just happen to go to a Baptist church.
Okay, and when Parker comes out, the church says, "Yay, let's throw him a party."
Well, not exactly. No? Not exactly. There were crickets. Yeah, so Parker came out, and as I'm trying to kind of catch my breath in between, quite frankly, losing my lunch, losing a lot of sleep, just anxiety, and somehow I just absorbed the idea that my son was going to hell for being gay. And so the more I tried to talk about that with my peers, our peers, people that we'd served with in our church family for over 20 years, we struggled talking about that. That conversation was like pulling teeth, quite frankly.
Yeah.
So I started realizing the alienation and the separation that we were experiencing as a family was the same alienation and the separation to some degree, not the same, but as the gay community has experienced their whole life.
Yes. Yeah, either covertly, I mean, with direct comments or people trying to come out and everything, or overtly, just knowing in their own hearts and minds where I say they, this is me, where we feel and what we believe about ourselves, yet hearing teaching and rhetoric that shames that and makes it unavailable to us. And but the reality is, I mean, and I appreciate your drawing the distinction, but you still feel that as a mother.
Oh, absolutely.
You still feel that for your child, and you still feel it for yourself. It's not a once removed reality. This is something that you are personally going through and dealing with. Yeah. Nothing
could have prepared me for that.
So what was the moment when you're engaged in this church community, you're working through this, and basically the message is love Christ or love your son? And some people would say, well, you can love him, just not celebrate or embrace or accept him, but that's not truly loving. So at what point do you say, I can love Christ, and in fact the better side of loving Christ is loving and accepting and celebrating and embracing your son? At what point does that happen, and then when does that become a book?
Well, it was a process. It didn't happen overnight.
Okay.
I had to examine everything that I believed. I had to re-examine everything I believed and what I was learning then at that time as we were going through the process of coming to terms with this. So I think the turning point was when I could finally thank God for giving me a gay son. And at that time, years ago, shortly after the book came out, I remember that moment just as clear as this. I thanked God for giving me a gay son. And at that time, I felt like something had returned to me that I didn't know was, removed, so to speak.
Yeah.
But looking back, I feel like something has been added to me. To a degree that I experience God even so much more than I had previously. And people.
Yeah.
Just the experience.
I love that. And, in my own journey, I talk a lot about that point when I let God get bigger.
Absolutely.
He outgrew the box. I mean, he hasn't changed at all, but my concept of him outgrew the box that I was trying to keep him in.
Yeah, I'm so thankful. I really am.
Yeah, yeah, me too, for that journey for all of us. So, real quick, before we wrap up this first section, how do you sleep at night?
I sleep very well now.
Yeah, a lot like this.
Yeah, everything's kind of like before the baby and after the baby.
Yeah.
Before the book came out, I was not sleeping well. I was full of anxiety. I was worrisome about my son, his salvation. But I got educated. Just God took me through a journey where I am more at peace now than I ever have been in my life.
Excellent. Good. Speaking of that education, for those of you watching this, there are resources on the blog, sophiasojourn.com, that you can go to specifically relating to reconciling this LGBT plus world with the Christian faith, and just with that
education really is the key.
It really is important. And just if those of you that are where Sarah was in that spot, we just want you to know that there is peace.
Absolutely.
is this: you're not only going to survive, you're going to find that you thrive in this. Well, that wraps up part 1 of episode 3 of Boat Talk on Sophia's Sojourn, my conversation with Sara Cunningham. Don't forget to check out Amazon.com. You can find her book. There should be a link around the video somewhere. If not, search for it, How We Sleep at Night by Sara Cunningham. You can download it to your reading device of choice, or order a hard copy if that is your preference. And also, don't forget to shattering tasks and help us get that straight into the process. We'll be back next week with part 2 of episode 3, my continuing conversation with Sophia Sojourn. In the meantime, have a great